Welcome to Forbidden Planet 42 and welcome to Behind the Scenes at Forbidden Planet. In this session with the one and only Forbidden Planet Licensing and Special Projects Manager, Mr. Anthony Garnon. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, brother. Very well indeed. So, Anthony, explain your job to people who may be watching this.
So in effect, I have the most fun job, I think, at Forbidden Planet. I go out and I create lots of cool merchandise. So we work with people like Warner Brothers. We acquire licenses and then we kind of look at what the customer tastes are and we put out what we think the customers that come through our doors necessarily want to buy. So we'll do things like logo t-shirts on the most obscure characters in the world that you can't get anywhere else but forbiddenplanet.com. That marries up with lots of really cool giftware as well.
Yeah. So basically, what often happens in a store and on a website like forbiddenplanet.com and in our stores around the country is that we're buying product that are produced by manufacturers, and we're buying those products in and selling them to our customers, or we're buying in comics from DC and Marvel, or books from IDW and Image or whoever, and we're selling them to our customers. But in your case, the department you run is you are actually working for Forbidden Planet and it's actually Forbidden Planet manufacturing those products, right?
That's absolutely right. And the great thing for us is that the only limit that we have is our imagination. For most of the other people who buy in comics or books or merchandise from the rest of the company, they've got catalogs that they can buy from. For me, I can turn around and say, we haven't ever done this specific type of product before. Nobody else is supplying it, so why don't we create our own?
And of the, I know you've produced a world of great stuff in the time that you've been doing this for FP. But what are some of your personal favourites been?
I mean, the best stuff I think we do are what we take to conventions, because that is genuinely for the fans. If you're doing something like a Doctor Who stand or a Rick and Morty stand or Star Trek, we've done all of those before. We can really burrow down and say, well, we know what these guys want. We know at a Star Trek convention that they love Data. So 2019 we had a Data's cat T-shirt. We can really start to do fun stuff like that and say, well, that kind of stuff you can't get anywhere else. If you're going to meet Brent Spiner later on, buy the T-shirt from us and then go and meet him, and he'll love the fact that he's seen a T-shirt that he's never seen before in the world. So that's I think that's probably the most fun. And also, just to add, it's probably the most rewarding because you instantly get the gratification from the fans saying, we did an Ace hoodie. So we had all the Doctor Who Ace fans.
Ace, by the way, being, if you're not into Doctor Who, a very famous Doctor Who companion from the 80s. Yeah.
So we had all the fans coming up to us when we worked with Titan Merchandise to create that exclusive, saying, "Oh, we've always wanted an Ace jacket, but it's never been merchandised before. Thank you for doing it." And then the really cool thing is conventions usually run multiple days. So you'll find people coming back to your stand the next day wearing what they bought from you the day before. So that's always quite nice to see.
And a whole wealth of what you produce is available on forbiddenplanet.com also, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, everything we do is online. Some of the stuff we do is in the stores. I would love to say it's all in the stores. But I mean, to be frank, we do so much stuff these days that the only place that can really house it in one location is the website.
Which is the perfect place to go, forbiddenplanet.com.
Yeah, forbiddenplanet.com.
And let me ask you, mate, for you personally, what highlights have you had in the time that you've worked in Forbidden Planet?
I think the absolute highlight would be archiving all of the old photographs and documents that came with the signings. So I started in the company working in the marketing department, and there were stacks and stacks of cardboard boxes just full to the brim of old photos of people like Frank Miller signing The Dark Knight Returns, or Alan Moore signing Watchmen. And most of these images hadn't been seen since they were taken 20, 30, sometimes 40 years ago. So we started that process of making them all digital, so we could release them for the 40th anniversary. But what was really cool, and just to tie into FB42, that's when we found the Douglas Adams interview. So
that's Neil Gaiman's interview with Douglas Adams, which we've got up on the website as part of Forbidden Planet 42.
Yeah.
One of the things you're going to be able to find while you're looking at Anthony talk is you'll be able to flip over and listen to Neil Gaiman interviewing Douglas Adams back in the 80s. It's an amazing piece of footage. It's an amazing piece of recording that you found, mate. It's great.
And the most amazing thing about it, and this tells you the archiving process for Forbidden Planet and how long ago these things were archived. Neil Gaiman's name is not on that tape. I mean, I have all of the tapes behind me. His name is not on that tape because when he did that interview, he was literally a fan writing about Douglas Adams. And it's only for me, you, and the listeners. Now we know Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is massive. So the really fun thing was when we started to record these and make them digital, hearing a voice and, realizing seconds in, we're listening to Neil Gaiman. So you kind of got, double bang for your buck. So that was quite fun.
Undoubtedly, it's a great piece of audio footage, and I recommend anybody listens to it. And finally, mate, have you got any messages out there for our customers?
I mean, I would just say Forbidden Planet, from my point of view, I've always approached it, even at, whilst at work, as a fan. And I think Forbidden Planet is a great company in terms of what it does right now and the products it puts out. But also, I really love the fact that we've got this, massive legacy of signings and events. And when all this craziness in the world has kind of subsided and we go back to, having signing events in the store and conventions again, absolutely, one of the things that I encourage everybody who's listening into this to actively go out and do would be come to one of our stores and, experience the signings, go to the cons and meet people, pick up some of the exclusive merchandise, just to plug my own stuff for a second, from forbiddenplanet.com. Because Forbidden Planet is genuinely a unique company in terms of what has been and what is coming. And I think it's that kind of electric mix of stuff that makes it exciting and kind of, that's what's propelled it for 42 years, and what will propel it, I think, for another 42.
Here, brother, I completely agree. And thanks so much for your time. I know you're super busy. Thanks for carving out the time for us.
No worries.
You have been watching. This has been Behind the Scenes at Forbidden Planet, and you've been behind the scenes at Forbidden Planet with the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Garnon, our licensing and special project manager. Great to see you, mate. And you take care of yourself. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks.
Cheers, pal. All the best.